Ready to go.
Okay. Welcome everyone to this Medicare 101. My name is Carla Ibarra, and I am a broker who works with my field marketing organization, which is AGA, also known as Applied General Agencies. What we do is, first of all, they assist in helping us market ourselves and helping us get business and getting out into the community. And they also do a lot of our back office, a lot of our application process, that kind of thing. So it really allows us to have the opportunity to work with you guys individually and spend as much time as we can making sure that your needs are met. And then, of course, Tina kind of explained that we're partnered up together, and I help out the folks of hers, and we also get in the community with other people here try to expose them to produce this experience. The reason why it is beneficial to have a broker that is independent is for many purposes. Number one is that we're not locked into buying just one product. So for instance, if I was to work just for a broker and I work for United Healthcare, I would only be able to sell you one product. So as Tim was asking just a moment ago, is that, what products do you offer? I pretty much work with just about every carrier that you can think of that's out there. The most popular ones, about 18 different carriers that I work with. So we have a lot of options. Another thing that's great, I was just talking to Virginia about this, is that every single year plans change. Co-pays increase, they even may decrease, which doesn't happen very often, but they do change, and they offer different services and different ancillary benefits and things of that nature. So you want to make sure that you are able to, sorry, I got distracted.
I'm sorry. No more.
So we want to make sure that we're able to offer you pretty much everything that's out there. And again, they change every year. So they roll out brand new plans in October every single year, which are completely different than last year. Special needs plans out there for folks with diabetes, for instance, with cardiovascular issues. So again, we want to pick the right plan based on your needs for the least expensive costs to you, as well as the best enhanced benefits to you. So that's the goal, and we're very lucky. I'm very lucky to be able to be in the network, be able to offer up all those options for you, and then you make your choice. We show you what's out there, I educate you, and then you guys make the decision. So, okay, going on from there. Pretty much everybody has said that they are Marilyn, your mom, Richard for mom, and then what is your name? Jackie, very nice to meet you. I'm Carla Ibarra. Are you coming to the turning 65 place? Oh, wonderful, wonderful. Okay, so most of you, I thought you were turning 65, but you're a little bit, you're right at that mark, right? Just a little over. So there's a few folks that have actually been on Medicare for quite some time. I think Sandy, you've been on Medicare a little bit as well, so there are some familiarity to that. But we are going to go over like eligibility folks that are able to be on Medicare. So what are the eligibility? Actually, let's talk about Medicare first of all. What is Medicare? Medicare is for anybody turning 65, and then also it is also Medicare is also for folks who are under 65 who have disabilities, like a permanent disability, end-stage renal disease. So we do have some folks that are under 65 that are on Medicare, but mostly it's 65 and older population that are on Medicare. So that's who is eligible. You have to have worked 10 years in the States or 40 quarters to be eligible for Medicare. Of course, you have to be 65, and then you also had to have been a U.S. citizen for at least 5 years. So most of you are probably all of those things already. How many of you guys have already received your Medicare cards? 10 of you do. Okay. Tell me one more time. Jackie. So Jackie, you haven't received your card yet. Jordan, she does have hers. Okay. So and you showed me yours already. So most of you have already got your Medicare cards. Jackie will talk a little bit about how you're going to actually get your card, if it's time to actually sign up or not. Basically, you are receiving Social Security, and they'll automatically sign you up. Tim and I were just talking about that, and they'll automatically sign you up so you don't have to worry about it. But if for some reason you are not collecting your Social Security, you're not going to receive it, so you actually have to go manually down to the office and fill it out, or you can do it online or by phone. But I always recommend, even though there's a long line, to head on down there and just get it done and over with. Okay, so the couple things about the age 65 rule, though, is that even if you are on your Social Security, you do still have to wait till you're 65 to receive your Medicare. The other thing is that your spouse's age does not count. And even when you're not taking Social Security, which is kind of what I was just talking about, is that you still receive your Medicare at 65. So basically, magic number is 65. And then qualifications, 64 years, 9 months, or special circumstances what qualifies you. And then there's a 7-month enrollment period, which is 3 months before your 65th birthday. So you don't necessarily have to wait until your 65th birthday. You can do it 3 months before, the month of your birthday, and 3 months after. A couple of things to be cognizant of is that you want to be really wary of penalties. Part B, and we'll talk about A, B, C, and D in just a moment. But Part B actually, it will start accruing penalties if you do not sign up within that time frame. And you only have a certain amount of time, and the penalties are 10% per year. So let's say you're paying that Part B premium, which is $104.90. Some of you guys are aware of that. And again, we'll go into that for those of you who are not. 10% per year. I've actually had clients who have waited 10 years to get their Part B, and what ends up happening, that's an extra $100 out of your pocket per month for the rest of your life. So that doesn't end. So you don't want to not have paid something just for a few years to end up with a penalty for the rest of your life. So any of these penalties are generally lifelong. And we'll go into Part D penalty as well, because that's another thing. But we'll talk about what that is first before we actually go there. Okay, so what are the 4 parts of Medicare? Anybody know? A, B, C, D. That's right, Tim, you got it. That's exactly right. So what is A? We'll start with it. We'll go over each one. What is A? Hospitalization. Yeah, if that's what you said, Mia. It's hospitalization. That's right. So the government actually offers this program. I don't know if I mentioned that or not. You probably already know. Medicare is a governmental body that allows for people to get medical care. So the first A is hospitalization. And then what's D for? What was that, Sandy? Doctor's care, that's right. Outpatient services. So seeing your physician, CT scan, MRIs, lab services, all of those kinds of things are included with B. And then again, we'll talk about the cost of those things, because Medicare only pays a portion. And again, there's premiums and deductibles and co-insurance. And again, we'll talk about that. So, okay, so what is C? Medicare Advantage is exactly right. I like to use the word choice. Gives you the choice between staying on A and B or doing an Advantage, so it kind of gives you that, remembrance. It is maybe easy for you to remember, but it's a choice. And what it does is it allows you to be on an Advantage plan, which encapsulates all of your medical care, including prescription drugs. But we'll talk again more in detail about that as soon as we get to that place. So, okay, last letter is letter D. Drugs, yeah, I use the word drugs. But yes, so the more appropriate way of describing would be prescriptions. So, but the D is synonymous with drugs. So, okay, that's exactly right. So that's A, B, C, and D, all of your parts of Medicare. Let's talk about our 3 choices. Basically, we all have, when we turn 55 and get on Medicare, 3 different options of the direction to go in to get full coverage. I like to use actually the first choice, which is for you to just stay on A and B. That's the first choice, which to me, and hopefully by the time you're done with this, you'll realize that that is not a good choice if you already did not know that. But A and B alone, you can choose to stay on that if you want to. And then the second choice would be keeping your A and B, And then moving into a D plan as well, a separate D plan, which is called a prescription drug plan. And then also adding what is called a supplement or a Medigap plan. So what that does is that's a premium-based plan as well. And again, we'll go into details on that. The third choice, choice number one, A and B only. Choice number two, A, B, supplement, and then adding a D, Part D prescription drug plan policy. And then choice number three would be Medicare Advantage, which Sandy was just referring to just a moment ago. And what you do is you basically shut the light off on this side of the group here. You turn the light on to the Advantage plan. So basically, an Advantage plan encapsulates, once again, all of your medical needs. Prescription drug plans are generally built right into an Advantage plan. Under very rare circumstances, but they do sell them without prescription drug plans, but we generally don't do that. There's only certain circumstances that we do that. But basically, it encapsulates everything. The only thing is that if you were to get a supplement, basically the kind of the easy way to understand it is you pay now with a supplement, and with an Advantage plan you pay later. So in most cases, an Advantage plan is going to be $0 premium. With a supplement, you're going to be paying a premium, and then also when you add that prescription drug plan, there's a separate premium for that as well. So there are definitely some out-of-pocket costs here, and we'll talk about again some more of the benefits and the disadvantages with that. But let's go into what the cost would be if you were to only choose A and B. So let's start with A, which is I had talked about that being hospitalization. So with hospitalization, if you were to enter into the hospital with A only, how much would it cost you to walk through those doors and be admitted? Anybody? $1,260 just to be admitted to the hospital if you were to keep A only and there's no supplement or no support around that. It's a lot of money out of your pocket just to walk through the doors of the hospital and get some help. And that pays for days 1 through 60. So if you are released from the hospital, readmitted within that 60 days, you're not going to pay that $1,260 again. But if you go beyond that 60 days, you're paying it all over again, $1,260. So it's only 60-day increments. Now let's say that you were in the hospital 61 days. As soon as the 61st day hits, you're paying a daily rate. That daily rate is $304 per day. It's a lot of money. It's a lot of money. And of course, these are the just in cases, because we hope to God that we're not going to end up in a hospital for these periods of time, but we also don't want to take a chance, from my perspective, of losing our life savings, because we won't need in the hospital, we need to have care. So just for fun's sake, I don't know how fun it is, but between days 91 through 100, so that even doubles per day. So if something catastrophic occurs to us, what's going to end up happening to us is we're going to go broke. We're definitely leaving this world bankrupt, unless we're really, really wealthy. But okay, so that's A. Now, if we're talking about B, if you were to first of all, with B, there is a premium. How much is the premium? Does anybody know what the premium is? This is something you pay every single month. It actually gets taken out of your Social Security in most cases. If you're not receiving your Social Security and you have B, then you will be paying that, just by check or out of your pocket. So what is that number? Anybody know what the number is? Yes, 104 and some change. That's right. It is 104.90 this year. I don't think they raised it from last 2 days. Okay, so we've got a Part B premium, and then we also have our Part B deductible. And what is a Part B deductible? What's the announce on that? Anybody know? You got it. Good. Oh, you were reading my little thing, weren't you? But that's exactly right. It's $147 per year. So basically, if you go in to see the doctor, and let's say it costs $147 for that first visit, you're going to pay that $147, and then the next time you visit, you'll pay something else, by the way, because there is a co-insurance as well. So that's the co-insurance for Part B. What was that? Yeah, I think you got it. Say it a little louder. You got it. It's 20%. That's exactly right. And I don't think this one's in that little folder either. What's the limit on that? It's a trick question. There isn't one. There is no limit. So basically, you know how sometimes a lot of plans on the Advantage plans have maxed out of pockets. There is no maxed out of pocket when it comes to Medicare. None. It is unlimited. It's just like kind of like A. You'll do that over and over and over again. So it's never ending, basically. Like the government. So anyway, just like, you know, the penalties, the lifetime, that kind of thing. Okay, so we just talked about A and B, and that's all going on. Now, when it comes to the $104.90, even when you're on a supplement or an Advantage plan, you're going to continue paying that. The only folks who don't pay that are folks who are on limited income or a low income subsidy or something of that nature. People who are on Medicare, there's times that the state will actually pay for that or partial payment for them. But pretty much everybody else pays that. As a matter of fact, another example is you can actually end up paying more depending upon what your income is as well. So I think it's $75,000 or more per year where it starts to increase where you'll actually pay more than $104. But everybody else in between that, it's $104.90. Co-insurance means, say for instance, okay, you paid that deductible of $147, and then you went back to the doctor the next time. Medicare is going to pay 80%, and you're going to pay 20% of every visit, of every lab that you have, every and anything that's outpatient related. So you're paying 20%. A lot of money. How much are CT scans? $6,000, something like that. So $200 out of pocket for that when you can get it for zero. So it's a good deal. It really is to get on a supplement. That is. So okay, that's A and B. I think that's pretty much all the details. I told you about the penalties already, and so that's your first option, A and B only. It's not a really good option, guys. I'm thinking that probably that's why they've given these other options out there. These private insurance companies have come up with these different options. So option number 2, remember, is keeping your A and B intact, just like it is. You buy what is called a supplement or a Medigap plan, and there's multiple different Medigaps or supplemental plans. So it's like A, B, C, D, all the way up till I think N or I think N is the last one actually. And they pay different things. Some of them will pay the 20% focus. Some of them will pay the deductible. There's actually some of them that will pay all of that. So for our purposes today, we're going to talk about the F, which I think actually there's a couple ladies here today who are actually on the app. And just to let you know from a personal experience, from my perspective, when I turn 65, that will be my choice if I'm able to afford it. If I'm not, then I will definitely go with an Advantage plan. Just kind of give you an idea of the differences between Advantage and supplement, especially in California, because it really does also depend on where you live. But living in California, 50% of the population of seniors are on supplements, and 50% of the population are on Advantage plans. These Advantage plans are definitely doing something right. But the beauty of the supplements is that you can go and see any doctor that takes Medicare. You can go to any hospital that takes Medicare. So if you want to go to Texas because you've got cancer and you want to go to MD Anderson, which is one of the most popular, most credible cancer facilities in the States, you're not able to do that on an Advantage plan. You're definitely limited to your region, to your area, to your county. So, again, you've got to balance out what your needs are, what your wants are, what your capabilities are from a financial standpoint. Because the premiums they run probably about, the least expensive ones, when you're turning 65, they run probably about $200 per month. Then, of course, you're paying your Part B on top of that, so it's $104 a month. And then we're going to add also a prescription drug plan. So prescription drug plans, maybe $20 a month, something like that. And you co-pay for your medications on top of that. So putting together that, we're looking at maybe $350 or so per month. But again, you're able to go anywhere in the States, which is an affordable ability. So again, if it's a financial ability for you, I would definitely make that choice. And then the cool thing about it too is that if you go on a supplement now, let's say your financial situation changes, or for some reason you're just ready to make a move, you can actually very easily go for a MedSup to an advanced plan from that point. So it's very easy to do that. Now, there are enrollment periods, which again, we'll talk about those enrollment periods when we get there, to kind of see how do you switch your prescription drug plans. You should be checking those every single year. Your prescription drug plans should be checked every year. Your Advantage plan should be checked every year, depending upon which one you're on. And you're on a supplement that should be checked on your birthday. It's what's called a birthday group. So let's go. Sorry, I hope I'm not going off point. Okay, so back to the supplement part. You got A, you got B, and you got your supplement, which costs about $200 a month. We're going to talk about F, which pays basically for everything. $147 deductible. It pays for the co-insurance that we were talking about before, and it allows you the option to see any doctor you'd like to see that takes Medicare, and the hospital the same thing. And then you have to add the Part D, like I said. Again, that's about $20 per month, and then whatever copay you pay for the medication. Then choice number 3, no we'll go to prescription drug plan after that. Choice number 3 is the Advantage plan. And they're actually, like I said, there's 50% of the population, senior population here in California are on those Advantage plans, so they're doing something right. But what they do is you don't generally pay a premium. In some cases you do, but in most cases, 95% of the time, you're not paying a premium. What they do is, how they make their money is having you guys pay for copays. So in many cases, you're paying copays. But again, here in California, it's quite different. Say, for instance, I also sell in Arizona. In Arizona, it costs them $20 per visit to see their doctor. In most cases, kind of on or around that price. Here in California, it's $0 in most cases with the Advantage plan. 0 to see your doctor, 0 to see specialists. Hospitalizations are generally 0. In Arizona, you're looking at $150 a day for 7 days. So it really just depends on the region. We have such a large population of seniors that they're able to really reduce their costs here. So we're very fortunate. Generally, you'll see your costs coming out with, say, for instance, if you end up with cancer and you do radiation, a lot of times that costs 20% of the population would cost you nothing on that time, say, for instance. Another really good example would be your MRIs and those kinds of things that are costing about $100 out of pocket, somewhere around there. But really, one of the main things we look at is make sure your physicians are included in the Advantage plan, and that your prescription drug plans are the least expensive, because most plans are pretty competitive. They're really competitive. But they do add ancillary things like transportation, silver sneakers, so that you have places to work out, that kind of thing. So again, it's the limitation of physicians that would be, I think, the biggest draw to make a decision for myself. Okay, so that kind of explains the supplement side, and then explains the Advantage side as well. There are HMOs with the Advantage. The PPOs generally have the ability to see any doctor, but out-of-network doctors, it costs me a lot of out-of-pocket costs. PPOs have each year, for the past 3 or 4 years, I've noticed an increase in premium, pay premium every month, and increase in costs pretty much at every level. I just don't see why a person would go on premium. I think a lot of people just put this way this year for a PPO to a supplement, because they wanted that freedom to see the doctor, but at the same time, they didn't want all those copays. It was actually more expensive to have more limitations. So you got your, on the other side, once again, HMO PPOs, and then there's special needs plans. Which number one is the dual plan, and those are for people with limited income resources, people on Medicare, people who are getting help with prescription drug plan. And if anybody in here is needing some help with signing up for that, I actually assist in that process as well. It's a very easy process going online. I just ask you a few questions. You can either do it in person, you can do it over the phone, however you want to do it. There are multiple ways you can help. You can actually get help with your prescription drug plans, your prescription drug costs. You can also get help with your Part B premium. I talked to you a little bit about that before. And you can also help with your premiums for a drug plan if you have a drug plan as well. So it's a really great opportunity if you are within a certain limit of income, and again, we'll discuss that on an individual basis if that's something that you need help with, or if anybody in here has any friends who are struggling, or maybe has a limited income, please have them call me, guys, and I will be happy to assist them through that process. So that, the special needs plans, and then of course, this is kind of interesting. The supplements kind of live in their own little land. They're kind of out there now. There really aren't a whole lot of guidelines that are that the government really puts on supplements, other than the fact that, yeah, this is the other important part, pretty important, is that if you're say on an F plan, every year at your birthday, you can switch over to another F plan. You can only go down plans. You could go to a G, say for instance, which offers less benefits. So you can only go into a plan that offers less benefits. You can't switch to a benefit that has more benefits when you switch on the supplements. So you have to go kind of laterally. So you go from an F to an F or a G to a G. A G couldn't go to an F unless you do underwriting. So there are underwriting requirements when it comes to a supplement. So that's why when you're turning 65, you really want to get in on what's called a guaranteed issue, where you're able to go in no matter what your medical problems are. Now, again, another reason to go on a supplement is if you've got some medical issues and you know that you're going to be needing help. And it's just really a good direction to go, especially if you've got health issues. Also, if you live out of state, or you're going to be visiting out of state, if you're moving out of state. So there's some really good nuances that actually are reasons to be on a supplement. I'll remember when the problem gets back to it. But that's basically the three options. Number one is to stay on A and B only. Number two is to have A and B add a supplement and add a prescription drug plan. And number three is to go into the advantage side. We talked about the with that. Let's go into the way. The family of prescription drug plans and advantage plans, they kind of live on the same street. The supplement is the one that kind of that doesn't have all those CMS guidelines. So when it comes to like enrollment times and things like that, let's say for instance you're turning 65. You have 3 months before, the month of, and 3 months after to sign up. But with a supplement, you have the month of, or right before, and you have 6 months after. So if you wait at 6 months, say for instance, to get onto a supplement plan, you just passed your time frame for your PDP. So even though you're able to get on that supplement, you're going to end up with, if you pass 10 days, you're going to end up paying penalties for your Part B. So that's another thing. So there's a Part B penalty if you wait too long to sign up for it, and there's a Part D penalty as well. The Part D penalty is 1% of the national average. And again, how long do you have to pay that once you get that penalty? The rest of your life. Forever. If you're penalty from the government, it's forever. Okay, anybody know about the donut hole? Anybody heard about this scary thing called the donut hole? Okay, so, and again, this kind of lives in the advantage land, and it's guarded by CMS, but something we want to be careful of is if you put on a supplement or an advantage plan, the donut hole lives with the PDP and with the advantage plan. So something that everybody has to be concerned with no matter what option you take, unless you just go on ADP. So what you have is you have your donut hole. If you get up to $2,960 worth of prescription drugs, once you hit that mark, $2,960, you fall into what's called the covered gap for the donut hole. You start off with the initial coverage, but if your drug is retail cost of the drug basically, $2,960, you fall into the donut hole, and that's where the drugs get really expensive. Really expensive. We're paying 65% of generic drugs and 45% for brand name, and that's all out of pocket. So if you have a drug that costs $1,000, you're paying 45% of that, you're paying $500 a month for that drug. So there are some ways to work around that, and I'll help you with that. There are, because some of us are on very expensive medication. But I'll know when I sign you up exactly, and this is a maintenance drug. Obviously, you don't use drugs really a year, that's going to change things. But when I sign you up, I'm going to know exactly which month you fall into the donut hole, if you're going to fall into it at all, when you're going to come out of it and go into what's called the catastrophic level, and once you're there, you're actually only paying a very low cost of drugs. But most people don't come out of the cancer first, they don't come out of the donut hole. They stay in the donut hole usually until the end of the year because it goes up to, let's see, your true out-of-pocket costs. It's $4,700. So that means any co-pays that you pay, any premiums, any deductibles, that all added together. Imagine how long it would take to get to $4,700. It takes a while to get up there. So once you're at $4,700, that's when you come out. But like I said, what's so awesome about working with somebody like me is that we get to know and predict exactly what's going to happen for the upcoming year. And that is really, really cool. I mean, I can see if they're going to fall into the donor hole for 8 months. Something what you can do is you can actually reach out to your physician, have the physician communicate to the insurance company, and say, hey, listen, there are no other options. My doctor's recommending this. We need to do something about it. And they may do what's called a tier reduction, so that way it doesn't accrue for your donor hole costs and that kind of thing. And you'll actually be able to spend a lot less money on it. We have also a prescription drug part that can be used that allow for discounts. There's lots of other options that we can go to help you with those kinds of costs if you're in a position like that. The largest cost, and this is known out there, the largest cost that seniors have is their prescription drug cost. So it's extremely important whether we put you on a Xanax or prescription drug plan to find out exactly what's going to cost you for your maintenance drug. And every year that changes, so we're going to check it every single year and make sure you're still on the least expensive one, or if you have drug added. So if your medical situations change throughout the year, then what we can do is, again, once the annual enrollment time comes, which, by the way, the annual enrollment is October 15th through December 7th. So every single year, if you're on a prescription drug plan, which all of you should be on some sort of prescription drug plan, and some sort of or an advantage plan, one or the other, we'll check every single year to make sure that the drug costs are very, very low. So I cringe when I see these people paying. I have people who are actually making a decision as to whether they should buy food this month or their drugs. So that kind of, it doesn't sit well with me. So we'll do whatever we can to make sure that we work with that and make sure that we reduce those costs. Because it can be crazy out there. It can be very, very expensive. And again, we want to make sure that this is a time of your life that you're relaxing and enjoying it. So, okay, sex therapy, we just talked about a little bit. Not really. Basically, when you're on medication and it's not on a formulary, say for instance, which we wouldn't do. We wouldn't put you on a prescription drug plan. Just say for instance, we put you on a plan where a drug that you're taking isn't on a formulary. What they'll do is they'll have you try some other drugs that are within that same category and see if those work. And if not, then what we'll do again is we'll have you reach out to your doctor and we'll help you with that whole process. And let them know, hey, my client, my patient cannot be on anything but this drug. She's having adverse effects from these other medications she's trying to clear off. So they will make exceptions. But again, we're not going to want to put you on unless there's no drug plan that has a drug formulary. You're not going to have to do some situations that we have to get some exceptions. There's also a plan out there called medication therapy management. This is pretty much for anybody, but it's mostly for people with chronic illnesses and serious illnesses. And what they do is they actually will reach out to the pharmacist, and the pharmacist work with you to do a list of your medications. Because there's some people, I think I've had clients up to 20 medications at one time to go. Try to manage that. 20 medications. When do I take it? When to go with food? When not to go with food? So we'll get you involved with the community and either having pharmacists or your doctor assist you with ironing all that out, making sure you know when to take them, how to take them, what to take them with, all of those kinds of things. Or even, getting into position possibly maybe narrowing some of that down and seeing what's necessary, what's not necessary. So there's lots of different ways to do that, which is really cool. That's this program that I just started this a couple of years ago. They'll assist folks with that kind of thing. We talked about the rules for Medicare and PVP and advantages, how they're different. Birthday rule for supplements, right? Which is every year. We'll check on that price-wise. We'll talk about that, right? As far as what's the difference between the supplement and the advantage plan. One's pay now, one's pay later. But every single year with the supplement, we're going to want to check that. We're going to want to check that every year because basically the only difference is the price. So if I buy something from Blue Cross, a supplement, it's going to cost different from say United Healthcare, but it's going to be the exact same plan. So when it comes to a supplement, we want to check that every single year and make sure that you're not. Usually the age makes a difference as to what the costs are, but we want to make sure that we've got your latest expensive plan. Because an F is an F is an F is an F no matter what insurance company you're with. So we want to make sure that we do that. And then again, we talk about the PPP, that you change the PPP and the Advantage October 15th to December 7th. And most of you right now are at, we're talking about the enrollment period. I already told you about annual enrollment. We have the initial coverage election period. And most of you are at that stage right now, which is the turning 65 piece where, or at the time when you're retiring, one or the other, basically when your group insurance is ending. Again, you have that 3 months before, 2 months after, and months up. There's also a disenrollment period, which is January 1st through February 14th. So if we change you, say for instance, onto an Advantage plan and you have buyer's remorse, on January 1st you can withdraw from that, disenroll from an Advantage plan, but you can only enroll into a PEP at that point. So what it means you're going to want to buy a supplement at that point. We can get you on a supplement, but the nuisance at that point is if you're not aging in, you'll end up with an underwriting process. So we're going to be very cautious about that. I don't recommend doing it as enrollment. I recommend waiting a year and let's do it next year during a time frame where we're not taking chances like that with possibly not getting into a plan and ending up on A and B only. Special enrollment period. If you move with an advanced plan, if you move out of county, you can actually change plans at any time. So you move out of county, or it's like within 3 months or something like that. When you have loss of employer plan, you have that initial coverage period. The limited income, or if you have some of those chronic illnesses, you can switch during the middle of the year. So we can do that as well. And I think that's pretty much everything. I'm pretty sure we got everything rolled into that, rolled into one. So, does anybody have any questions?
Before you take questions quickly, just since we're going to be recording it for others that weren't able to attend, obviously don't do anything besides a first name if you do address them, but also can you repeat whatever the question is so we can hear it here?
Absolutely.
Thank you so much.
Okay, so does anybody have any questions? Yes, Tim. Dental coverage, Tim was just asking about dental coverage, if this is included. It is generally not included with any of the supplement plans. However, there is some dental with the Advantage plans. They're decent, but again, you're limited to who they want you to see. So you're limited to a group and or to a network, and they generally don't offer too much comprehensive. It's mostly just like screenings and things of that nature. But that generally will come like with an Advantage plan. Your health will actually come without cost. But the supplements, you're not going to buy a separate individual plan. Yes, with vision as well. Yeah, some of the plans have vision, and some of them have hearing benefits as well. But they don't. But supplements do not. And actually, though, I think there is one. I think it's United Healthcare actually, who might be adding some of that stuff. But they have silver seekers. I know that they're adding, so they're starting to add that. But right now, most of them do not have those. So the Advantage plans do have those. So their plans is definitely. About the $250 allotment for classes about every 2 years, that kind of thing. So you get your, your chat, your basic stuff that you get. So yeah, basically. What's your name? Pat, yes. Yes, Miss Barbara. Yes. 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 The question was asking about the high deductible plan and what that looks like. The regular F pays for everything. A high deductible is, and I can't remember the exact number because we don't tell it very often, but it is a good option for people who are super healthy and need a less expensive plan. It is much lower in cost, and again, also forgive me on prices. I'm not super familiar. I know there are a couple of places here, but they're like under $100. I think they're pretty inexpensive, but you're paying a very, very large deductible. But it's yearly, so you know if you pay it off, pretty quickly in the first. But again, you're usually a lot. You're definitely wouldn't recommend it. But you just have a very large deductible. I just don't sell them very often. I don't. Just so I would. But you know, switch to advanced plan if you don't like it.
Sweet guy.
I don't have the number. Forgive me, Barbara. I don't know exactly. I can get it for you after that. I don't want to misquote. The figures are generally better. I think $100, I can get that number for you as well as what the actual deductible is. Do you remember? Oh, I thought they were a little higher than that. I thought it was higher than that. We'll double check. You could be right, but because like I said, I just don't recall. But it's. I would go like with more of like even an N, say for instance, or a G. G's can be less expensive, and G's all you pay is $147 deductible. And you actually pay some copays for doctor visits and things of that nature. So that's $20-$30 a visit to see doctors, but everything else is paid for. I would steer away from the high deductible personally. But again, somebody else may tell you something different because that's more of a personal, more of an opinion than it is fact. So, but there are some other options that I would go with if you're looking at wanting to reduce your premium a bit. And number two is if you, let's say, buy a G, say for instance, or an N, you can always go lower. You could actually switch to it later. You want to make sure you have your options open as well. Oh, let's start here, let's see what we think, and then later on, I'm not using it that much, maybe you should try the high deductible. So we always do that. So, like I said, kind of want your options open. But we can talk about that for sure. Anybody else? Oh, come on. Number question? Yes, exactly. I don't think there's a limit because if they have maxed out of pocket per year, and there are no limits with advanced plans or with plans. So I'll double check on that too, just to make sure that I'm so sorry for people going through the screen too. I forgot. She was asking about whether there was an accident benefit limit. She's in a terrible accident, and I don't think that there is. But then I will double check on that for sure, but I'm almost positive there's not. You're welcome. Anybody? Was I that good?
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, I think that's it. Thank you so much, you guys, for attending. It's wonderful. For those of you who did not fill out one of these so that we can be in contact later to discuss your options, please fill those out and give them to me, and then I will also hand out maybe